Hey, welcome back to Rollin with Olan. Jeff Olan, your host. Thank you all so much again for tuning in to Rollin with Olan, one of the best podcasts out there for the entertainment space. And I'd like to thank our guests. First of all, before I thank them, let me thank our sponsor, Source and Cast, sourceandcast.com for background actors. Check it out, sourceandcast.com. Go there. You'll really enjoy the site, the platform, and get work out of it and meet people in the community. So today, I just want to welcome Mr. and Mrs. Avalos. They're my guests today. They're friends
Yeah.
as well. Eric and Nathalie, a husband and wife, creative team, entrepreneurs, and parents to four kids, if you could believe that. And we're going to talk about that, guys. Um, they're very passionate about storytelling, music, faith, World Cup soccer,
Yes.
inspiring others, and living for a purpose and helping others. Guys, thank you again for doing this and coming on board.
Of course.
Of
Thank you for
course, yeah,
having us, Jeff. Again, well, this is my second time, but
yeah,
now with
yeah.
Eric, it feels a
My
little bit
first.
more. Okay.
Yeah, it is your second time. Well, normally Nathalie is the one making sure I sound good. This time I'm going to turn the tables, and she's the producer of Rollin with Olan. A lot of you know that already from seeing the last episode. So she's the producer of the show. They've got a lot going on. Her and her wonderful husband Eric. They have so much going on, and I want to get into that, guys, because you know first of all, Nathalie, you're the producer of Rolling with Olin. What's the biggest challenge, funniest moment that you've come across with any of the guests that have been on that has, any of the recordings, anything that you could think of that has really made you say, oh, wow, or made you laugh?
Oh my God, there's so many. But I think like I still like till this day, Johnny Cocktails, like he has imprinted in my brain. Like you have no idea. That episode was hilarious. I honestly enjoyed it. And I felt like I had known him for years. Like it
Yeah,
wasn't like usually it feels a little intimidating, meeting these big people in the industry, artists, creatives, all these people. And it's a little intimidating to have to act like we've known each other
yeah,
forever,
right.
but with him, it just felt natural. It just felt like safe. It just felt like I could just, talk to him about anything. And like you said, he was just hilarious. And his stories and all the things he was saying. And, it was such a great time, and it was just a fun time. And then we had a conversation. We stayed online, and we continue having a conversation, and we continue to talk about it and saying like, oh yeah, and he was asking questions about me and if I had a sister or a cousin, and like it was just so
He's
funny. And
always flirting.
yes, and it was just so funny because like I just felt like I knew him, and it's nice when you meet people that are that humble in this industry because it's very hard to come across. So it was really nice. It was really nice, especially
Yeah,
like
no,
something like him.
yeah, and he would joke when you say the big guys in Hollywood. Yeah, but everybody should check
Probably.
out the episode. I mean, he's such a darling person, such a wonderful friend, and I'm so
Mhm.
glad for him and then so many others that have come on. The podcast. I mean, and you have done such an incredible job at it. People don't understand what it takes to do a podcast, and not only are you doing my podcast, but you guys are also doing yours, and we're going to get into that in a little bit as well. But you know.
Mhm.
Um, what have you learned basically from Rolling with Olin that has taken you not only into your podcast, but also into production now that that's kind of a space you're in as well?
You know what? With Rolling with Only, when I started, and this, I came in as an intern, and I was kind of thrown like, figure it out, learn it. It's your own show now. And I was like, well, I don't know anything about this. So obviously, I trained myself to learn the business of podcasts, and I know there's so much more for me to learn. Like I'm just literally barely digging, right? And so I think what Rolling with Olin taught me was your audience is
Mhm.
your biggest challenge, right? Like, and I keep learning that. Like, every platform, even though we're on Spotify, which is like our main platform, every spot, every social media is its own audience, right? So how do you learn how to read that? And it's really hard for just one person, like let's say myself, to obviously make that happen and understand that. So if you have a team, I've understood that you need a team. You need a team for any project, but I think for a podcast, it's very important to get a team, and that means your producer, your marketing team, your social media team. Like all those people are so important because they're gonna make your podcast explode. Because I believe that any podcast has that potential, no matter what you're talking about. Literally, you can be talking about stocks for all you care, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you have the right people and you go to the right people to market to, your podcast is gonna explode. It's not gonna be like you're the next big Mr. Beast or whatever, but you will have enough to be making an income to make anything else happen in your wildest dreams. So I think like that's one of the things that Rolling with Olin has taught me. And now that I'm doing it with my podcast, it's basically the same thing. I'm learning the difference of like, okay, who are my audience here? Who are my audience here? How am I gonna, engage with them and engage over here?
Mhm.
So like that taught me that you got to be very focused on your audience, and you got to be proactive with them and treat them like your family already, and
Yeah,
that's how they
hands
start
on,
to.
hands on. Everything you said is absolutely, and you're so good at it. Both of you are so good with your podcast and everything that you're doing. I want the audience to know though that Nathalie is a recent graduate of LA Film School. Actually, I
Yeah.
have a question for both of you. Um, Tell us, Nathalie, what that has meant to you being a graduate of LA Film School.
It's been, for me personally, it's been a great accomplishment. I know for a lot of people nowadays, especially my age or even younger, education is like taboo. It's kind of like, do you really need it? Like, why do you got to spend that money or like X, Y,
Mhm.
right? But for me, going to the film school, getting myself in, forcing myself technically into that community, into that, atmosphere, into that industry, and learning how to network while studying it was a big advantage, but it was also a big life learning experience that helped me grow as a professional in that industry, because I felt like, okay, I'm not just going in there blindly, and I'm being led by professionals in the industry. And that was like my professors, my the students there, like they were all already doing something, and me being able to be like, hey, like, so I had a question, or hey, can you help me with this, or and so being able to get my degree, and not only getting my degree, but graduating with honors, that to me was my biggest success
Mhm.
till this day, or yeah, nowadays, because like it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, especially being a mom of four, like you said earlier. It wasn't easy.
Pregnant the first year.
Pregnant the first year, being a wife. It was so many things in the pot that I could have given up at any time, but
Hmm.
I said no. And I was like, if I can do this, I can do anything. And so now that I've graduated, I'm like, if I was able to do that, I'm able to do anything I
Hmm.
set my mind to, no matter what the obstacles are, no matter what other people say, if it's crazy idea, if it's taboo, if it's like, what are you doing, like, that didn't matter to me during that time. It shouldn't matter to me now that I've proven myself that it didn't matter, right? So yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you can handle so much. I mean, both of you can handle so much. But you also had on Facebook, you were crying because it meant so much to you. So,
Yeah.
Eric, what did it mean to you to see Nathalie go through this? I mean, because you're going through it now. You're actually also at LA Film School. So, what did it mean for you to see your wife, your partner for so many years, mother of your little kids, go through this, graduate, and what did it mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, it for me it's just something amazing because she sets her mind to just accomplish it. I'm sorry. She since when we started dating, she said she had all these plans, but she never felt like she was in the right path that she actually wanted. And then she's like, you know what, I'm gonna go back to school to do. She had first said public relations. And yeah, she went to school to the LA Film School to learn public relations. But then I think it was like your second or maybe the third class.
Hmm.
She was like, no. this school has so much more to offer that I'm gonna do business. And I was like, well, go for it. Like, and then this is the first time like that she made a choice that she was actually like passionate about. I'm not saying she wasn't passionate of anything else, but this is something like she's like, no, you know what? I'm gonna set my mind to it because I'm gonna set my mind to it and finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So once she actually like finished it, it was just amazing. Like, I mean, like you said, like I'm going to the LA Film School too. Like she was so passionate that I was like, you know what? Let me go too. Why not?
Yeah.
So, and
Yeah.
I've always told everybody once I got my first bachelor's degree, I was like, there's no way I'm going back to school.
Yeah.
Not even like because my parents kept saying, go back for your master's or whatever. I'm like, no, I'm not going back to school at all. And then look, yeah,
Yeah.
she just
Here we are.
persuaded me. Just that passion that she felt. I was like, you know, what? I'm gonna do it too.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you guys are going at different times too, with your kids and all that, and with the family, right? But
Hmm.
Eric, let's talk about you just for a minute here. I want the audience to know a little bit more about you. And first of all, if I may say, and I'm sure anybody who's watching on YouTube could just see what a beautiful couple this is. I mean, the two of them, I mean, just beautiful inside and out. And I know them. I'm not just saying it. Look at them. Look at them closely. I mean, really, I
Oh,
love it.
thank you.
Um, so Eric, Eric's a music producer, an entrepreneur, a commissioned public notary, and a philosophy major. Um,
Yeah.
and like we just talked about, LA Film School as well. I mean, Eric, you are doing just as much as Nathalie. I mean, the two of you are balancing like 10 different things. You're this young couple in your 30s, give or take. No. And four kids, all under what, 14 years
Uh,
old?
12.
12.
So he's
12.
he'll be 12 this year.
I mean, it's mind boggling. You guys are doing so much more than just some people that have been in the industry for a long time. So, first of all, Eric, congratulations on all you're doing because you really are holding up your end as well. And as a couple who are both so creative, how do you support each other? How do you support each other's dreams? How do you, let not let the competition, get you guys into any kind of burnout or what have you? How do you guys handle that?
Um,
Either one.
honestly, I mean, personally, I mean, I've never thought about like anybody else competition or anything. I just
Yeah,
Same.
it's just me and
yeah,
her, you know. Just I just talk to her. I don't worry about anybody else. I mean, yeah, you obviously see like, oh look, they're these this couple the same age we are, probably like traveling more and stuff like that. But they have no kids, or they have one, they're barely having their kids or whatever.
right.
So it's more like, well, we've kind of did it in reverse, you know. We've had our kids, now we're worrying about ourselves, type of well, ourselves and
Ourselves.
then our kids as
Yeah.
well.
Like we
So they're
don't.
growing with us.
Yeah, and I don't think we compete with anybody or even ourselves. Like we
Yeah.
want the best for each other.
Hmm.
So that makes us like compatible in that sense. Like we
Yeah.
think about it like if we were creating a business, would we be competing? No, we'd be working, making business. So
Hmm.
and vice versa with other people. Like I feel we see other people and we're like that like we wish, like that's what we're striving. Well,
Not that
not
we
wish,
wish
but
that like
like
that's gonna be us soon.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know.
We
Yeah, but you
manifest.
guys, I mean, you guys are doing your own thing too. I mean, you're in your own lane. And like you said, Eric, the whole thing about, you guys did it first. That's probably a better way because you had the kids.
Hmm.
Because people that get into this industry, me for one, you get into the industry, and if you're really in the industry and you're in it for years and years and years, sometimes the kids are put on hold or this is put on hold because you're trying to work it. So the way you guys did it, I think it's a lot better, and you're also very balanced, and you work off of each other, and
Hmm.
like you said, you're not competing. You're there to support each other.
Yeah. And
You
then the
know.
communication is something that works. That we're
Marvelous.
really, yeah, we really communicate. That's one thing we try to always do is make sure we're always like understanding each other and communicating no matter what.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
you certainly do. You certainly do. Nathalie, and well, both of you. So with LA Film School, you guys, have learned an incredible amount, and Nat will tell everybody that not only did you graduate with whatever high degree, whatever you got. I mean, they're already asking you to produce and do other things, and Eric, you're doing it, and you're going to be doing more. So, question mainly a little bit for you, Nathalie, in the new landscape of things with production, especially what you're learning at LA Film School. What's the direction? What's the landscape look like? What are the new filmmakers now kind of learning to adjust to? Because the industry is constantly changing.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest things I've seen until this day, like we've had this conversation, you've had this conversation with your guest on the podcast. We were hoping for Hollywood to be back, like old Hollywood, or like the Hollywood we knew as, me growing up, you working in it, right? And so like we wanted that. And now that I've been there, I see the new generation coming up. I've been, with these children. I call them children because they are younger than me, even though I look young. Working, and you know the industry has moved from it being, these big productions, to being a small production, and for you being able to produce something on your phone, and taking it to film festivals, or even something more wild, which is creators creating films, and then they becoming, what is it, successful box opening in theaters. Like, that is crazy to me, but that's just what our industry is now, right? So how do we like navigate that, and how do we like grow with it as the old generation with the new generation, right? And so just like recently, like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went to VidCon, and I kind of learned that where they're going, and it's kind of like working together. So I know it's really hard for us to like say, oh, I don't want to work with like those new ideas, and like, oh, that's like doesn't sound like Hollywood. And it's like, okay, well, how do we work together so it does sound like Hollywood, to bring Hollywood back, right?
Mhm.
And so I think it's like the new film industry, I want to say that the new film industry is becoming something where it's like you just got to work with whoever wants to work, and has popularity. I'm going to be honest with you, right? Like, it's if you have somebody that's a great content creator, has good people followers, has the connections needed to make a production work, you don't need a lot of money, you just need that's it. And then the money is going to flow magically to you, and to produce whatever you want to produce, basically. And it can be from, a rom-com to a thriller, to anything that your mind sets yourself to. So like I said, right now I'm working on a thesis film, and that's basically what they're doing, and they're having to work with what they have, and they're having to, make it happen, which is not easy, especially like right now with the industry how it is. But they're making it happen, and I think it's because they're keeping a young mindset of like, okay, how do we work with this, and how do we work with that, and how do we bring those together, and how do we ask for help here. And it's just how they're working now. So that's
Yeah, and that's
basically.
something you're producing now, right? Is that
Yeah, so yeah, I'm the producer of it, and so yeah, they're bringing people on from different, not just from the LA Film School, from other schools, UCLA, USC,
it's great.
and we're kind of, working together to make this happen, because they obviously want to take it to a film festival and make it something big, and then from there on, try
Great.
to
Can
create
you
bigger
can you
things.
tell us a little about what it's about, or anything you can
Yeah.
share?
So the the film is called, No One's Gonna Know, and it's basically about a student, that gets a bad grade in school. And so he ends up trying to sneak back into the school. He goes through all these terrible events, and eventually gets like in a big mess and gets in trouble, basically, right? So, and it wasn't even that bad of a grade, but he went off road because he wanted to have a perfect grade and whatnot. So now basically the story of it is, one bad decision can literally ruin your life. So, how do you just roll with that decision, move on, and make the best out of it without, you fixating on it, that it literally ruins your entire existence? So, he gets, I think, like expelled out of the school. And so it's just this big messy situation with him. And so it's really good. Like I said, we're filming in about 2 weeks, And so yeah, they're just so excited, and it just makes me happy that I'm able to work with, people that are so creative and don't stop no matter what. And there's been a lot of obstacles, but that's not stopping them from
Yeah,
making
well,
this
I know you
happen.
said it's called Nobody Knows, but I think everybody's going to know,
Yeah.
right? I mean, once this is
Yeah.
over, with your talent and everybody else's. Um, Eric, as a music on the music side, as a music producer, let's talk about that for a little bit. Um, you know what what's changing now with social media and everything else, and how the platforms work and music and all that. How do you, as a music producer, how do you start building traction for your artists? And I mean, can you talk to that a little bit, because everything's changed there too?
Yeah, I mean everything, like you said, because I mean now, like when you post and stuff like that, you have like 30 seconds you can only use, because that's all they limit now. So that kind of helps out a lot more for the artists nowadays, because obviously they get paid a lot better, you know.
Mhm.
Um, but like for our case, like I've been doing it more for like our podcast. I've been doing more of the audio on that end and stuff like that,
It's originals.
like which is, that's our original sound. And little by little I'm going to be adding more to it. So we just had like our first season, which was technically like our 10 episodes. And then I changed it this 11th episode, just a little bit. But the more I get comfortable with it, I'm going to start doing a lot more, maybe putting like in the beginning, probably while we're talking as well. But yeah, it's been changing a lot,
Yeah,
because, well, I mean, everybody wants to get paid, you know what I mean.
yeah.
So it's like all the royalties and all that stuff. So
Yeah,
it's
it's the royalties, and everyone does want to get paid. But
yeah,
especially when we start out in the industry, people have to just say, "Hey, I'm going to do this and do whatever I can to get to the next level, get to the next level." So, and I
Hmm.
know you're
yeah.
working with a lot of newer talent and what have you. Um, you know, uh, so let's talk about your podcast for a bit here. Let's also, Nathalie, you working with a veteran industry guy like myself on a podcast first and foremost, um, but producing a show with your spouse, producing a podcast with your spouse, that is a whole different ball game. Let's talk about our lovely chaos. How did it come about? Tell us about it, guys. How did it come about? And it's conversations about marriage and family and faith and entrepreneurship and creativity. And tell us a little bit more about it. And I think it would be a great time to let everybody know how they could tune in for it right now as well.
Yeah. Well, our lovely chaos started when I was actually maybe like 7, 8 months pregnant. And honestly, our life was a chaos. Like we I when I started school, I decided that we were gonna move into my in-laws home.
No,
Yeah.
actually, we moved in before.
Oh well, yeah.
Love
But
how
I
they
had
talk.
already.
Great
Yeah.
communication between them.
Yeah. But so during that time, we decided that we were gonna move out, right? So we move out. I start school within a few months after that, and so I get pregnant the first month that
Eric.
right, that I went back to school. That was not in the plans either. Fast forward 8 months, 9 months later, we're still living with my in laws, and I'm talking, we're living in a very small room,
Yeah, 9 by
three
11,
kids, yeah, 9 by 11, 3 kids,
a
us
newborn.
two, I'm pregnant. And at that point, I'm like, what did we do? But that was a sacrifice I was willing to do because, school isn't cheap. And
Mm,
like, he was just starting a business. And we're like, okay, what is the smartest thing to do right now? Let's cut out rent, and like if we
yeah.
have the support. And they were like, well, let the kids, like, let's move the kids somewhere else. I was like, no, I need them like in my circumference or whatever. And so like I said, I'm pregnant, that happens. And and one day we were in the car. He's, so like you said, he's a public notary. We drive with him. He drives. He's mobile, so he drives to his signings, and then from there. So every day looked like this, Jeff. We would wake up, get in the car. He would take me to school, wait for me at school. The kids would do whatever they did every day in Hollywood, eat breakfast. We would grab food. Then from there, we would go to his signings. If during that time that I was in school, he had a signing, I would somehow figure it out to get class done, homework done, get in the car with the kids while he was at the signing, which usually during that time it was 30 to 45 minutes. I would sit in the car. Then after that, we would go get lunch, do whatever we needed, get back home, sleep, shower, do the same thing all over again the next day.
And on top of that, the kids are homeschooled.
Oh, yeah, and we'd be doing school
with their computers.
So at one point, I'm like, and I'm pregnant during all this, right? So doctor appointments, whatnot. So at this point, I'm like, what are we doing? Like, what did we get ourselves into, right? And so one day, as I'm taking one of my classes, they're like, okay, you guys are gonna have to create something, create anything. I'm like, what do I create? They're like, what is your life about? And I'm like, what is my life about? Well, like, I'm in school. They're like, that sounds like a chaos. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I was like, yeah. And at that point, I was like, chaos. I was like, okay, the chaos, the what? Like, and then I was like, like, it sounds so negative. And I'm a very positive person. I'm like, it sounds so negative, like chaos, like the chaos. And I'm like, they're going to think like, here comes the chaos. So at that point, I'm like, you know what? Let's just give it something that's lovely. And I was like, oh, our lovely chaos, like it's ours. It's like nobody else's. It's just mine and his, the journey we decided to take, what we're going through. And
it's like also when they say, it's like, oh, why do you have so many kids?
Yeah.
And then they're like, but you wouldn't change it for the world, even though it's so chaotic. Yeah. So it's like you wouldn't change it.
Yeah,
so then that's why it's our lovely chaos. It could be very chaotic at times when they're all screaming.
Right.
Or they're all
right. You guys own it. It's yours.
Yeah,
but it's still, it's like, it's, we wouldn't have it any other way. Because like we sometimes even think like, what if we didn't have so many kids? It's like, well,
we wouldn't be here.
We wouldn't be here. What would we live for?
Yeah.
So
yeah. Is that it with the kids?
Or yes.
You think?
Oh no, we have 2 dogs too, though.
We have 2 dogs too, but we're done.
Oh, the kids. Yeah. It definitely is a TV show coming.
Yeah,
that's for sure. Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. So
any producers that are out there, but yeah, but it's pretty amazing, and because you guys do have such. I remember when I had met Eric for the first time, he pulled up in the car to pick you up. We were having lunch. Yeah. And Eric, you pulled up with all the kids in there. I think there was a couple of animals too. And they were really not, I mean, they were so well behaved and just saying hi to me, like, hi, and I was just like, oh my God, I love this. I love these kids. I love that you guys have such a great balance with, everything you're doing. And so this, the podcast you have, it really is going to go places. I know that. It's on, you said it's on Spotify?
Yeah, so we have it right now. It's just Spotify, just audio, no video. And yeah, we have it on Spotify. You can hear it, like I said, as audio, and also on YouTube Music. I believe it's technically considered, but it's just audio. There's no video or anything, but it's still through YouTube. It's just the audio, but it's, I guess, the YouTube Music section of it. You guys can listen to it through there. And then we also have our Instagram, which we're always posting what we're about, what we're doing, and little clips here and there of our podcast as well. And so, yeah, like our Lovely Chaos podcast that's our handle. And so, yeah, and then we have our own, which
I'm not the biggest poster.
He's learning.
I don't know how to do that. She's like, why don't you post? I'm like, I don't know. It's just not something I usually do.
Which is funny because that's one of the things I learned in school. Creatives cannot post on social media. Like for them, it's almost like a disability. Like I don't know why it's so hard for them to be their own advocate and like showcase their work, showcase themselves. And I do consider myself kind of like a creative, but I'm more of the business part. So
Business,
I'm
yeah.
just like, I gotta do this. Like, there's no way around it. And so, yeah, but he's like, I don't really post. And I'm like, well, maybe you should. Like, you never know who's watching. Like, you never know what might come out of it. So,
Yeah, but
but
I mean, you have some great postings on your social media. So you kind of, it's balanced out. You do this, he does that,
yeah,
whatever. Um, but and so I just want to remind everybody not only to tune in to Rolling with Olin, but to tune in to our lovely Chaos, two completely different platform, different shows.
yeah,
But our lovely Chaos is, I mean, it's so good, and the two of you are so like, I mean, look, the fact that you're married, you got this, this lovely chaos. You're just so good. Both of you are really good in how you talk. You talk about, you just have conversations about life and everything, and it's so wonderful. There's a lot of parents that are probably tuning in as well. A lot of people that tune into your show and also here. A lot of people who want to get into the industry. Um, or another industry. They're married, but they're terrified
Mhm.
because and they maybe want to do it together, but they don't know because how will that affect the relationship or how will that affect the marriage? Can you guys give some advice?
yeah. Like, I think that was another reason why we started our lovely chaos
Yeah,
was
because these are these those conversations we were already having, like when we were
with
driving,
people and
or
people.
more was more just me and you, like
Yeah, that's
driving.
true.
The kids would be in the back, and we just somehow started having
Deep
it led from one
conversation.
conversation to another, and to another, and to another. So that's why it was so easy, because it's just something we were already doing.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, no,
your
so
turn.
yeah, my turn. No, so I think we were having those conversations already with people and them asking us well, how are you guys doing it? I don't get it. Like, I don't get how you do it. And to us, it got
Yeah.
to the point where it was such a like instinct, like we were, it was so normal to us, and we thought about it as such a normality of us doing what we were doing, right? And so we're like, let's share this with others, like how it got to the point where we think this is normal, basically, right? And why it's freed us in so many ways.
Hmm.
And so we started having this conversation about, like, what happened.
Yeah,
We
no,
started
go ahead.
having,
Yeah, are they
I was like,
coming
one
in?
of them was there. I was like, we started,
Cameo.
yeah, right. We started having this conversation about with people about, or like on our podcast, about how, if you're not happy where you're at, if you're not feeling fulfilled, no matter what industry you're in, right? Like, we chose the entertainment industry because I love the entertainment. Eric has like this soft spot for the entertainment, right? So basically, like, how did we get ourselves from a place where we felt that we weren't happy, right? And so we learn that if we're not happy, those around us are not happy, and that starts with our kids, right? So as a mom, as a dad, as a husband, as a wife, all those roles, you get to a point where, like, you're living a life that doesn't feel fulfilled, right? Unless you are, then you're in the right space, you're in the right spot, right? But how do you get from where you're not happy to where you are happy? And I think it's through faith. Like, and whether you believe in a god, or whether you believe in the universe, or whatever you believe in, right? Obviously we all believe in something. It takes you back to that sense of, like, okay, if I believe in something and I believe that I'm destined for greatness in one way or the other, how do I make that happen? And if you're married, how do we make that happen? How do we work together to create a life that is fulfilling for myself, but for you as well, and for our
Hmm.
children in the long run, right? And this has nothing to do with money, this has nothing to do with anything like that, but overall it has to do with our happiness. Like, how do we, find the ultimate happiness? Because I think we're all looking for that at the end of the day. How to end up in our happy place, how to end up, like, feeling like we lived a life that we loved, and not just survived a life that we were thinking that we wanted. So I think that's our message to our podcast, and it's every day, like, how do you grow, how do you make yourself a better person, how do you grow your faith in with whatever you believe.
There's
And
Princess.
yeah, right. And how do you do that with your kids? Because it's not hard to raise children. Whether you have one, four, seven, whatever, it's not easy when you're trying to do things for yourself. And how do you go through all of that without feeling selfish and without feeling guilty as a parent or as a wife or as a husband or as a husband? And so I think that was our message, like for all, for what we came to do with our lovely chaos. And I think that's also Eric's message of being able to do that, you know, being able to transmit that message, like you guys are able to do whatever you want. Just have faith, be happy in the process. I'm not saying you're going to be happy and cheery every moment of it, but the more you're grateful, and the more you cherish those moments, and the more you realize all the good that's around you, just knowing that you're breathing and you're living, that already is like something that somebody is praying for so hard right now, like just to have
Absolutely.
health, just to be breathing, just to be living like you are. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Absolutely.
just
Being
a little,
grateful. Yeah,
yeah,
I was gonna, it's, we were aligned because you kind of went into something I was going to ask you right before you said it. I was just going to say how, how your shared faith has anchored the two of you, and also, you're both grinding so much, you're doing so much, and you have this family, and look at the little cute one. You want to introduce? You want to introduce her to the
yeah.
world?
Say hi,
Hi.
Liana.
Hi, Liana. Hi.
She's
Like,
the
who is
shy one.
that guy? I think I saw him
Yes.
one time through a car window. Yeah. No, I mean, everything you said is absolutely, and you guys are so good at the balancing act. I said that earlier. And with our lovely chaos, it just shows, and anybody who's going to tune in, everybody's going to tune in now, but you should. I mean, it really defines, having a marriage and having four kids and having all this stuff going on. And, you guys you're sharing it, and it's so big, and people want to know about that. People want to know about it because there's a lot of people out there that are struggling, and they don't know how to get through.
Yeah.
They don't know how to get through one day, let alone years.
Yeah,
So
like I said, there was so much that happened in our journey to getting here, and it wasn't, like I said, always rainbows and unicorns. Like I say,
mm-mm.
there was times where like I literally thought I wasn't gonna make it. I think he thought that, how am I gonna take her out of that dark hole? And and it's just those moments where you see people, right? Like now you see me and you see him, and you're like, well, they make it look easy. I'm like, no, I learned how to, make it look easy,
Yeah.
and and it's still not easy, but I make it look easy because I have a faith, and because I believe that my faith is stronger than any evil out there, and whatever that is here to harm me will not harm me because my faith is bigger. So I think that's one of the things that us as humans forget, and especially like in, what is it, times of uncertainty. It's so hard for us, it's so easy, sorry, for us to like just fall and think like, yeah, nothing good for me is coming, right? But I'm like, if we were to share even deeper into our story, you'd be like, oh, like how are they here? Like, and I'd be like, my faith, like I
Yeah.
don't, and I look younger every day, if you want to say it like that, because I believe that I'm not aging. Like I
Uh-huh.
don't think I'm aging. I just think that my body is getting, worked out, but like my soul feels younger and younger every day. And the reasoning why is because of that. And same thing, I think like I can speak for Eric in that sense, because
Yeah, yeah, he looks
we
pretty
live
good
every, yeah,
for 87 years old.
right, ready that. So like, a lot of like I see like sometimes 20, 25 year olds, and they're like, I'm so tired, and I'm like, tired of what? Like you're in your prime time, like live your life, like, you know go jumping, go
Mm-hmm.
climb a mountain, go, just explore.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes like we dwell on the small things of life, like I said, or like we think like what we see on social media, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're doing it all, and like they look perfect, and like, and or like the other day I got a message where it's like, damn, you guys have a lot of energy. And I was like, no, it's not that I have a lot of energy, it's that I don't have an option. I have kids. Like, like my
We have
energy,
to make it work.
we have
Yeah,
to make it work. And it's like, if they're there for us when we're doing our thing, we got to be there for them when they want to do their thing, which is watch a movie, go, to the park, go to a theme park. Like, even though maybe I'm like with one eye open and one eye
You
closed,
do it.
yeah, I'm doing it. It's like I just got to do it for them, just like they're supporting me in whatever I'm
Mhm.
doing. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, you talk about, being young, and you look so young, and for the women that are listening, make sure you go to Natalie's pages, your social media pages, because you also do a makeup care routine. You do all this stuff. I mean, I'm a fan as well as a friend, and as well as a co-producer with her. But it's really incredible what you do and show people. You're actually showing women the routine that you go through to keep yourself looking so young.
yeah, I think like we all have to take care of ourselves, whether you're a man or woman. You should always take care of yourself, and that starts within, but also on the outside. And I think like what you intake, like your food, and all that, does make a difference to your skin. But if you're not doing what you need to on the outside, then that's when you start to look like you're aging, which
Mhm.
maybe you're not aging. Maybe you're just dehydrated, not enough water, not the right stuff that should be
Yeah.
on your face. Yeah. So it's a little bit of everything. Even like, going outside, taking some sun, taking a
Mhm.
walk,
Yeah,
Safely though, because it's pretty hot out there.
yeah,
So
it's hot.
just be careful.
yeah,
But doing all those things, like I said, we go back to the same thing. Our lovely Kay is also a big advocate about health. Um, and I think in this industry, it's really hard to keep up. In the entertainment industry, with the long hours of filming, you don't get enough food intake. You don't get the proper food intake. You also don't drink enough water. You don't. You're in a dark room with all these lights flashing on you for so many hours. So all that obviously has a what is
yeah.
it,
An
like a
effect. An effect.
like an effect in the
Yeah,
long run. So I think like um being able to like make yourself aware of that, even in this industry, in the entertainment industry. Drink your water, eat your food that you need to do,
yeah,
eat at
yeah,
your time. All those things are important, and I think like sometimes we forget in this industry that we got to put ourselves first. It is our dreams, and we are hustling out here, but how
yeah.
are we gonna hustle harder if we're not in shape or we're not healthy
Yeah,
enough to do it?
yeah. Well, anybody who's watching knows that there's a couple of the kids running around. So we're not gonna wrap it up right this second. We're gonna play a little game, uh, but we'll be wrapping it up soon enough. Um, let's play a little game here, guys. Eric, what's the one household chore that Nathalie thinks you are absolutely terrible at doing?
um, the one household
Oh,
chore.
is there more than one?
Yeah, I tend not to do anything unless I know for sure I can do it right.
Right.
Even when I think I'm doing it right, I'm doing it wrong. Only because it's not that I'm doing it wrong, it's just it's not to her standards. She
Hmm.
likes things done a specific way. So it's like I can do it, but she's like, I'm just gonna redo it because it's not this
Yeah.
this corner's not folded to the precise angle or whatever. So
Touche.
yeah, I mean, at least my cooking, like she'll eat it. That's the one thing I actually do is like usually I do all the cooking, and then the cleaning of the dishes. But I mean, other than that, yeah,
Well,
it's
it sounds like what a lot of husbands do: the cooking and the cleaning of the dishes, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
But everything else, yeah, she tends to not really let me or
There's
like that
always
I
a
do it.
flaw
There's
in
always a
something.
yeah.
small flaw, yeah.
Always a flaw. Okay, Nathalie, if Eric were cast as a superhero, what would his useless everyday superpower be?
Useless
That's a good.
everyday.
That's a good one.
Hmm. That's easy. Probably.
Drum
Um.
roll, drum roll.
What is it like? He takes forever. Like forever to do something. Like if I ask him, "Hey, can you do this?" I'll take him like 10, 15 minutes, which should have taken him like 2 minutes. And he's like, he does it perfect though. It's like spot on. And I'm like, oh, that looks good, but why did it take you so long?
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's because I was like, and so like, let's say he's like washing the restroom. He's literally scrubbing that little corner that looks just like it needs like that extra loving for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, you should have just rubbed it harder and like it would have come right out, right? So I think that would be his, because he does it perfect, but it takes him forever. So
Well,
I think
yeah.
that would be his, what is
Yeah.
it?
Well, I
None.
think part of that taking forever is he wants to make sure it gets through you, that it passes through you,
That's
right?
true.
Think about that, you know?
That
Okay.
is true.
When you two disagree on a creative project, who is the one who always has to get the last word in?
Oh, me. See, like his face said it
with
all.
everything.
Yeah, I
It's
think
not
with
just creative
everything.
projects. It's just with everything.
Yeah.
So she thinks it's she thinks she gets the last word, but it's actually me because I always say yes, dear. So
Yeah.
technically, I get the final word. Just giving her like, oh, okay, yes, dear, yes, dear.
That's how you
Okay.
survive a marriage.
That's exactly how you survive. Now, I think I know the answer to this one already because Nathalie and I had a little chat before you joined us. On a Saturday morning, who's the most likely to sleep through the kids making a total mess of the kitchen?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Right.
I'm always up, first one up. Usually I'm the
Mhm.
first one up and the last one to go to sleep, depending on like her work and stuff like that. Because I'm always doing stuff
You,
around the
yeah, and
house
you're checking on the family, making
and
sure
checking on the family.
everything is
Yeah.
good. All the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed.
Yes.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yes. So, yeah,
Okay, so one more for Natalie. What's the absolute worst dad joke or phrase
oh,
that Eric repeats to the kids over and over again?
oh my God. Him and his dad jokes are just like on another level. I'm not one for dad jokes, but Eric's dad jokes are horrible. Well, for me at least, I'm just like, what? What did that? How did that even make any sense to it? And the kids will laugh. Literally, will like laugh. Um,
I don't have any specific ones. They just
yeah,
come up.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah, she's just like she just
and then
stares at
she'll
me like
stare at you.
really.
Okay, okay. One real quick one for Eric, and then we're gonna wrap up this game. What's the funniest or weirdest hidden hiding place that Nathalie goes when she wants peace away from the kids? There's got to be someplace in the house, probably, or she walks outside or does something, right?
No, unfortunately, there's
No,
no place.
no,
no.
She
She just
tries.
does it right there, huh?
Yeah, she tries, and then they're like, they find her
They
somehow.
find
yeah.
her.
Like I literally will be in the closet. I'll turn off the light, and I'm like quiet. Like I like nobody even saw me, and then
Yeah,
like mom, and I'm like, you
Oh my
guys,
god.
like five could like let's say I'm trying to like record something like an audio or something, and I'm just like you guys, and then I'll like even go to my car, which is in the garage, and nobody even saw me go there. And next thing you know, I'll like hear like a little knock on the window, and I'm like, how? How did you even find me? Like I snuck out, you
yeah,
know?
You
And
sure
so
they're
like
not watching you guys on cameras?
yeah, probably
probably.
they're so
That's
smart.
smart.
Like
Yeah.
we try to hide things and they're like, yeah, you put it right there. Like and I'm like, you were asleep. They're like, yeah, I saw the corner of it. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like it's just
Little
insane.
detectives.
Yeah, they're the smartest little kids ever. And I'm just like, they teach me new things every day for sure.
Yeah, they're so smart, so beautiful too, and it's got to be so fun. And you guys, it makes you really happy. I know that. I've seen it. So guys, what's your hopes and dreams for the next 5 years, work wise, family wise? I'm sure you guys have maybe talked about it. Like, gosh, we'd love to be doing this or whatever.
Well, I think the number one for us is making our lovely chaos
Hmm.
something that makes an impact.
Hmm.
I guess I'm not expecting for it to be a podcast or like, oh yeah, like we're in the studio. No, but I
TV
wanted to
show.
make an yeah, maybe. Make an impact for something bigger for the both
Hmm.
of us. That's I think one of the biggest things. And I think like with our family, also like professionally, I think me working in something like, bigger for a bigger, company out
Movie.
there. Yeah. Um just a big big shot out there, just getting myself in there for a time frame so that I can learn as much, make as much connections as I can. Him, I don't know where he sees himself with music,
Yeah, I
because
mean, honestly, I just want to really get something in. For the next 5 years, I would say probably do like a TV show or something. Like work on the audio, on the music part of a TV show or a movie.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like do that right. Yeah, that would probably be
yeah,
the next 5 years.
and
Well,
I
you
think
guys, yeah, go ahead.
no, go.
No, I was just gonna say, you guys. I mean, you support each other so much. So whatever either one of you guys want to do, uh, you're gonna do it. Now, you gave out earlier about our lovely chaos, where people could find you.
Yeah.
What if somebody wants to collaborate? I mean, of course they could come through me,
Oh yeah.
if we do it that way. But I don't know if you guys want to give out anything else for collaboration,
Oh
or
yeah. We you can reach me through my email. I know nobody really understands, but it's Naiji 675, and IG is Najie. And the reason why it's Naiji is because those are all the initials of our family put together. And we created a name that's just when they were branding it for, you never know what product, what
Well, first it
project.
was your
It was a boutique. It was my
clothing
boutique
boutique that you
a
had.
while back. But then I was like, no, it needs to be something bigger. So that closed and I just kept it. But it's been basically where all our business comes through, which is Nige675 at gmail.com. So you can always reach me there for collaborations, for anything working wise on our
serious
project.
only, serious only.
Yeah, serious only, please.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's we're here to make this lovely chaos become something greater, even for our kids. Like I think they're becoming their own little artists and their own creators in their own form. I'm seeing it
Hmm.
happen. I don't know if it's because they're watching us do it, like they say, monkey see, monkey do. And so yeah, they're on the same path. They
Mhm.
want to make music, they want to film things. One of them, I'm like, you look like you're gonna be a cinematographer. He's taking pictures of everything, and
Yeah.
he's just like, stop right there, right there, I want to take that. And I'm just like, okay, and so like, yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's what we want, our family just to be a household of creators and never
Mhm.
stop being dreamers of great things in the world.
Yeah, and you're going to be, and you're both working so hard at it now, and making a lot of things happen. Like I said earlier, and Eric, you being a notary, I just want to mention that as well. I know that's something that you can have probably for life. I'm guessing. If you're taking various classes, if you want to, but it's not something you're going to do because you're going to get involved in other things and probably not have time for it. But now, especially people that are maybe out in your area. I don't know what you do, how far you drive. Is there anything? Do you want to give out any info for that, or is that just something?
Yeah, I mean, anybody that needs anything notarized, like I literally drive everywhere. Like yesterday, I went to Vista, which is passing like Temecula, like San Diego County.
Jeez.
Earlier today, right before this, we started here, I was in Hesperia, which is about 40 minutes
Wow.
up to the desert. And then, yeah, I mean, I go to Hollywood a lot. I go to Burbank, anywhere in LA. Um,
It pays the bills. So give out
pays the
him. Is there any way people could contact you for notary?
I mean, the same email we can
Okay.
make that work, but
Yeah.
you can also contact me at my email, which is ericavalos41@gmail.com. Or just my straight number, 951-213-9555.
Blah blah blah. You don't really want to. Do you? Do you? Do you want to get? I don't know. Do you?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
fine.
that's. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if that was his.
No, it's he actually has a decoy on the back of our
Oh,
truck
okay. Okay.
Oh
where
You
it's
won't edit
literally
this.
a
You won't
decal.
edit
Sorry.
it. I'm just trying to. No, but yeah. Okay, give it again because I think I stepped on it.
951-213-9555.
Yeah, it's like they know. I don't, but they know how to run a household of chaos, and it's really lovely. You know how much I'm a fan of both of yours. I'm gonna wrap this up only because I know you got four little ones that are waiting for you. Um, Is there anything else you guys want to say before we wrap this?
Um, No, just thank you, Jeff, for
Yeah,
having
thank you.
us on, for supporting us through all this. Like, you've been a big supporter for us
Yeah, a great
since the
teacher too.
beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've learned so much,
Hmm.
and you've been so patient. Like I always tell you, when I didn't know anything and I was a newbie, to all this, and it's been like grateful that I'm very grateful, for that, and obviously, like, let's keep growing, rolling with Olin and our lovely chaos as well. Like, like, you guys keep supporting us, keep us growing, because we're here to make an impact, and I know we are. So that's it.
Well said. Well said. And as you guys could see who are watching, she has a hat on. I am my own muse. She certainly is, and she's laughing all the time.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, thank you guys so much. Thank you
Thank
to this
you.
wonderful audience on Rolling with Olin. Thank you to Source and Cast. Again, background actors all over the country, all over the world. Go to sourceandcast.com. They're in Atlanta and New York and Los Angeles and other cities coming. So check out sourceandcast.com. Um, thank you again. And make sure, you can listen to us and not only Rolling with Olin, but our lovely chaos. But Rolling with Olin is on Spotify and on uh,
Heart.
on Apple and iHeart and YouTube. And make sure you
Yes.
subscribe to YouTube and make sure you like us and give
And
comments on
share.
Rolling with Olin on our lovely chaos, because anyone who knows, it really helps with the podcast. So
It
thank you
does.
again. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you on the next one of Rolling with Olin. Bye, everybody.